Hello, good morning, welcome. Oh, it's so lovely to see you here and to have you here. Oh boy, we are so excited today. We are excited to go out and grab the day by the tail and wrap it around and put it in our pocket and just really, like the bros say, make gains today. We're going to make gains in our empathy, and we're going to make gains in our love. We're going to make gains today in listening. So who are you going to listen to, and how well are you going to do it? I've just been over here going through some of the past materials of the Mega Church of Joy. It's been quite exciting. Some of the things that have become part of the canon, the catechism of the Mega Church of Joy. Let's read this. Let's read Giant Files, Rockford Files, the X Files, Sino Files, Sino Files. What kind of file will you be today? Because a file is someone who loves something. And you could love something today. Now, improv is love. Is that going to stay there the whole time? I have no idea. And actually what I need to do is I need to start putting some stuff on the screen. But that's enough about me. I'm very excited. I was given the ability to do TikTok Live yesterday by the powers that be. And so I can start to communicate back in the information war against all the hate and division and violence, cruelty, bigotry, and persecution that's out there. And I can start to fight back on that front. And that means that I got to have fun visuals on the screen. And I'm going to start working on that today, maybe probably a little later. Now, won't you type something that you're afraid of into the chat? Actually, no, wait, don't do that, because we have a special new version of that. And we're going to do that a little bit. Maybe we do that right away, but let's all warm up, okay? That's what we're going to codify this a little bit, and we're going to follow some structure. So let's all warm up. And so what's going to happen here is I am going to lead us through something. We will eventually have this typed up so we can put it into the chat and you can follow along. But when I point to you, when I go like this, okay, you're going to say, help us to follow the fear. All right? Are we ready? I think we are. And a 1 and a 2. Where there is despair and hopelessness, where there is sadness and grief, help us to follow the fear. Where there is sickness and suffering, where there is violence, hatred, prejudice, cruelty, and domination, help us to follow the fear. All together, but you don't know this part. Oh, Todd, let us fill you with our love. I think this is bleeding. Oh, Todd, let us fill you with our love, our peace, and our goodness, that doubt and mistrust may be dispelled within us, and we may be the team's light in a world of strife. Yes, and everybody. That's what we're talking about today. Now let's do a hymn. I'm going to sing a hymn based on a suggestion of something supportive. So if you could say something supportive into the chat, that would be most appreciated. And I will do an a cappella hymn that lasts roughly 30 seconds. Isn't that special? Now just type something into the chat. I'm a little stuffed up today. I don't know why that is. Who could tell? Who could ever know? But I ask you to type something into the chat, please. I ask you to type something into the chat, please. And if I don't get a suggestion in the next 5 seconds, I will consult the auto generator. Let me pull this up. Auto improv suggestion generator. And I know it's because I'm the sexiest influencer and your hands are not free. That is why you are not typing into the chat. All right, here we go. Objects. This is amazing. I wish you could all see this. Well, let's see. Can I pull this into the... Well, we'll do it another time. And then, that's the suggestion. And then, I guess that's a take on yes and. So here we go. Let me kill the music. Where is it? Get out of here, you music. Okay, and then. I should have a guitar. Something. All right, we'll get better at that. We'll get better at that. In fact, maybe I'll start bringing a keyboard. I'll put a keyboard here and we'll play music live. That would be really cool. Why didn't I think of that? Probably because I'm not good at the keyboard. Okay, here we go. And then. Okay. When I wake up in the morning, I have the day ahead. I get up and rub my eyes, shake my sleepy head, and I go to the bathroom, I brush my teeth, I sit down at the table and I say, and then I get up and go into the car. I turn on my favorite radio station. I drive to work, it's not far, and I know that I will do a good job. And then I go to lunch. I sit down with my friend Bob. He says that his marriage is falling apart. I say, hey Bob, you could do better. And then I go back to work. I think about my life choices. Was accounting the best idea for me? And then I'm away out the door. Bob's crying a little bit. I say, Bob, let's go out to the bar, just you and me. And then we go to the bar. He's acting a little bit crazy. He goes up to every woman he sees. He flirts with them. He gets rejected. And then I drive Bob home. We pull up, there's a strange car outside, except it's not strange to Bob because it's his brother's car. And then his wife comes out. She is totally naked. Then his brother comes out. He's completely clothed. And then Bob says, what the hell? I've been begging for 20 years to do CMNF, clothed male, nude female with you, Sandra. And then I just drive off because I can't deal with Bob's drama. I hope that he'll be back at work tomorrow. And then the next day I wake up. I've run a comb through my hair. I wonder how Bob's doing. And then I realize that I am Bob. That's it. It was me the whole time, disassociating from my life. Well, that was a great hymn. I think we had a great time. That was hymn number 2467, based on the suggestion of support. And then, yes, and. Okay, perfect. We're going to do that every day. We're going to do that every day, and we're going to try to figure out how to bring some more elements into it. Oh, that's amazing. Okay, well, look, it's now time. It's now time for the suggestion of what the sermon will be. So if you would like to type into the chat the suggestion of anything at all, We will improvise it into spirituality and motivation. How's the volume levels? I turned down the microphone because it kind of looked like it was peaking, but maybe I should turn it up just a little bit and not scream right into it. I don't know. I just hope you can hear me. And I'll just wait while you type a suggestion into the chat of anything at all, which I will improvise into spirituality and motivation. Welcome. You are watching the Mega Church of Joy. The Mega Church of Joy is the spiritual in pursuit for improvisers and everyone else, because everyone is... Yes, I can comment on the volume. Well, that's nice, Big Nick. I have experience with sound, but what happens is what comes out of my, I've tested it before, what comes out of my, what are they called? I have experience with sound, but I don't know what they're called. You know, the solo, the whatever device. Oh my goodness. Anyway, my sound device, it comes out, and in my earphones it's really loud, but apparently to everyone else it's not. It like bleeds. I don't know what to do about it. Anyway, let's move on from that, because we're going to go to a suggestion of anything at all. I see that your hands work. You're asking me, Big Nick, what the topic for today is, but I can't, it's not how it works. I mean, it could. I've got this improv scene suggestions thing here. Objects, locations, professions, relationships, actions, emotions, habits, instructions, abstract. Pornography. Today's sermon is titled Pornography and You. Most of us are afraid in this world. When we wake up in the morning, we ask ourselves, who is betraying us? Is my wife cheating on me? Am I to feel shame for wanting to cheat on my spouse, to leave the situation that I have created for myself and that I have committed to? Am I wrong for wanting more sexually? Or am I wrong for wanting less sexually? Am I wrong for wanting different sexuality than my spouse or my partner or my long-term live-in girlfriend is offering me? And those fears are based on fears of inadequacy. For you see, fear feels inadequate himself. And in order to comfort himself, he tries to imbue others with feelings of inadequacy. You know, am I pretty? Am I too pretty? Am I not pretty enough? Am I too fat? Am I not fat enough? Am I too tall? Am I too short? Is my ball sack good enough? You know? And when we are filled with these inadequacies about ourselves and our bodies, often we turn to pornography, where there is an unattainable ideal of the human form often, and sometimes there's very attainable human forms, if you know what I'm saying. One of the categories I like to go and look up, and you know, I never interfere with myself, as an Irish bartender once said, but I certainly like to look. And one of my favorites is I look up a grossest body imaginable. That's what I type in. I type in grossest body imaginable. Yes, and right? You know, we can find something on the menu. Excuse me. We can find something on the menu that we can attain. For some of us, that might be grossest body imaginable. For some of us, that might be hottest body imaginable. You know, there's many different shapes, sizes, and colors in the megachurch rainbow. But so, what we do when we turn to pornography, we are looking for a respite from our fear. Because pornography is based in fear that we can't attain what we are watching on the screen in our lives, fear that our deepest, darkest fantasies are shameful, are embarrassing, are something that we should not pursue. But we know in the Mega Church of Joy that our deepest, darkest fantasies are really just one more way that we can address our fear and have a better relationship with fear. For we know that our deepest, darkest fantasies are merely extrusions of our deep psychological wiring, of the patterns and doubts and insecurities and machinations and traumas that have been instilled in us by the generations that have become before us, which is why so many of us find ourselves searching for butter churning porn, because we remember how tiring it was. It's in our muscle memory. It's our epigenetics. Because butter churning is what got us here as a species, as we all know. The Quakers know it, don't they? Now, so when we are interacting with pornography, we are just engaging with our psychology. And so it is an opportunity every time that we log on to a site. I feel like a lot of people, when I'm watching social media, they reference something called RedTube. I've never even seen. I don't even know what that one is. I go to improvisers.porn.net.gov. I'll tell you what, they're pretending to cut fraud, waste, and abuse. I hope they don't find internet.porn. Wait, I hope they don't find improviser.porn.net.gov. Because that is some quality stuff. But well, let me wrap this up. So when we are engaging with pornography, all that we are doing is the same thing we might do when we go and do improv. When we watch our pornography, we should be paying attention. We should be listening to the choices that we make. Because those choices that we make, maybe you search for overbearing mother, or you love, stepbrother stuff. Well, that probably has something to do with your relationship with your mother or your step sibling, or something to do with your family. You know, when you search, when you look for Brazilian bubble butt, maybe that has something to do with that you've longed to travel. And you just have not followed the fear and said, you know what, there will be more money someday. I can always find a job. I should go travel and spend that money while I am young, while I can climb Machu Picchu, while I can run free on the beaches of Saint-Tropez. You know what I mean? I don't know where Saint-Tropez is. I wanted to say a beach in Brazil, but I don't remember. Ipanema, the beaches of Ipanema. Okay? So priest porn, says Big Nick in the chat, priest porn would be about the summer camp with Father Patrick behind the bushes. Now, okay, Big Nick, if that's what you're searching, I do severely want to take a moment and recommend that you go get some therapy. Because that seems like you've experienced some deep trauma, and we hear you, we love you, and we support you. Yes, and so that is all to say that this sermon did not have a big yes and climax, but they're not all going to be that way. And I think we learned something. We learned that when we are looking at our pornography, that we can be exploring our relationship with fear. And as long as it is legal and consensual, we should let our fingers do the talking and see where we go. Okay. Yes, and. Now that was a perfect sermon. That was a perfect sermon. Now, right now there is another thing that we could do. We could do the anthem, and we'll just do that for 1 second. We'll do the anthem. Here we go. Oh, Todd, we don't like you, we love you. Oh, Todd, we don't like you, we love you. Despite your weird obsession with poo-poo. Oh, Todd, we don't like you, we love you. Did you know that fear is obsessed with shit? That's right. Fear, Todd, the god of fear, he's obsessed with shit because one of the things we're most scared of in life is shitting our pants. And so Todd is obsessed with that. I'm not in the hot tub category. Interesting, Big Nick. The reason for that might be because I did not want to go back and forth all of the time. To begin in this, I do the other shows. I do the Public Enlightenment show. And so I think that I didn't want to go back and forth all the time. But maybe I should do that. Maybe I should do that. Now, there's something on the program called Brief Exploration of Energy. We will not, I got to make a thing for that, but get ready, get excited, everybody, because what we are about to do is there is a new thing, Energy Life. We will work on that. Energy Life, yes. Now, check it out, my babies, my babies, my babies. Because it is now time for the moment of silent reflection on what scares the shit out of us. Oh no, my mic was out. Oh, no. Oh, okay, hold on. We'll try that one more time. I mean, it was a bit. I was saying funny, good shit. Okay, hold on. But also, I learned a lot about what just happened. Because I don't think, are we supposed to be afraid? Or do I put on my Eagles jersey and am I fear in that moment? We'll find out, but it was working. It was kind of working for me. Okay, let's try one more time. Let me get a microphone into there. So we'll do the mic. Excuse me so much. We'll copy this mic. We'll drop it in here. We'll add it. Oh, no, we'll paste. Paste it. Okay. Let me see how that works. The microphone. Okay, let's see. Give me 1 second. Here we go. I know it's scary. We'll go back there. Hello. Oh my God. I think you can hear me. I think you can hear me. It's so scary here. Okay. The only way I'm good. Do you see this tub? There's clowns. There's a Zoom meeting. For goodness sake. There's politicians and businessmen. There's spiders. It's brought to you by DraftKings. I need y'all to type into the chat something you're afraid of. It's the only way I'm going to get out of this tub. I have to confront my fear in this tub. It's the only way. Please, we must embrace fear. Type your fears into the chat. Because if you don't, I may be stuck in this tub forever. Okay, Big Nick's afraid of the lack of diversity. I'm afraid of using Grok AI. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. Wow. I'm so proud of us. We expressed our fears and it allowed us to move on to this joyful scene by the beach. Wow. Nick was afraid of the lack of diversity in the backdrop. But what I would say to you, Nick, is you do have no idea, first of all, if any of those clowns was a person of color. Also, you do not know if there's diversity in the spiders. And lastly, I would say I think that the man on the Zoom is of a Latin background, perhaps South Asian. So I too am worried about diversity. Yeah, cool. You know, look, again, we are simply what we are when we are born, and we have no control over it whatsoever, which is why we must understand that we accept every single human being, because there but for the grace of birth canals go I. I could come out of any birth canal. And just as so could have you have. I was thinking of a woman, businesswoman, to mix it up. That's really good. You know what I did? I had ascribed no gender, and I said politicians. And isn't that interesting? That AI, especially Elon Musk's AI, is going to tell you that a politician is a white man. You know what I mean? And I'm afraid that I heard a preacher today say that Mary wasn't loyal to Joseph. Do you have a take? What? What are you doing, Big Nick? Are you just exploring all religious pursuits? That's beautiful if that's the case. Anyway, I really want to know what you thought of the hot tub besides the diversity thing. There's a lot of hot tubs I created. And according to the AI tiskers, I probably use 9 million cubic liters of water to generate that image. Now, Big Nick, let's get excited, because I'm going to start doing this on TikTok as well, and that's going to really push me to up the game. You know, I got an itchy ear this morning. I heard a preacher today say that Mary wasn't loyal to Joseph. Now, while I wait to see what you have to say, Big Nick, about the quality of the bit that I just did, I listened to so much music too, and I thought that music was really scary, but I don't know if it's good. I think it is good. Anyway, I heard a preacher today say that Mary wasn't loyal to Joseph. Do you have a take? Well, what I would say is that if Mary wasn't loyal to Joseph, we may be implying that Mary had sex with God, which, can you blame someone? 6 out of 10 wasn't scared enough. Interesting. Oh no. All right, well, I mean, they did have a hot tub element. I mean, and it's hard to be scared. But did you see I have a Zoom? Hold on now. Look at this. I have, this is a Zoom background. I had a C4 energy drink sponsorship logo. I also wanted to have this look like a Slack or a Teams, but it was hard, so I just made it a Zoom because they didn't do the logo very well. But I wanted it to be a group Zoom, and they didn't do that very well either. But I'll keep working on it. I'll keep wasting the world's valuable resources in order to create some really great stuff for all of us. Now, okay. I heard a preacher today say that Mary wasn't loyal to Joseph. Well, if Mary wasn't loyal to Joseph, it is because she was afraid of the commitment she had made. And it is also because she was listening to the energy in her body. She was listening to the energy that said, you know what? I do not enjoy my time and my partnership with Joseph. I think Nick's being cheeky. Nick is saying, she said that if Mary was in 2025, she would have an OnlyFans. You know, I believe that Mary was listening to herself. And sometimes in life, when we listen to our body, when we listen to our soul, it tells us, the energy tells us to do something that may be painful, that may be difficult. You know, you may say, I am not feeling good in this relationship. The energy in my body is telling me to do the thing, to break free into a new scene, a scene without the partner that I have committed to. And in this moment, Nick, we are talking about some of the hardest things for the Mega Church of Joy to have to say about what happens in our lives. But you see, there are two people in this scene. In addition to God, there is also Joseph. And so how does someone like Joseph react when his partner bails on their commitment to him? How does Joseph react when the woman he loves, when the woman that God paired him with in the first place, leaves him, becomes pregnant, comes back? Joseph is the improviser in this scene. Joseph is the one who we should model our behavior after. For Joseph says, I understand that you were unable to continue the integrity of the scene that we were in, Mary. I understand that you were called by your own fears to do something for yourself that could be described as selfish. But Mary, I am here. I support you. I give my energy to you. I remain committed to you. I am grateful for you, and I hope to further connect and continue to connect with you. And so, Mary, I will find a major for you, even though I know I am still a virgin. They talk about the Virgin Mary. They never talk about the Virgin Joseph. But Joseph and Mary did not consummate their relationship. That is how we know that it was the divine conception, introspection, and injection of God into Mary. That is how we know that they never had sex. The Virgin Joseph. Yes, and so the Virgin Joseph, he is the model upon which we build our energy when we talk about being improvisers and relating it to other religions. Because Joseph was nothing more than a committed improviser in the scene that was before him in life. He never watched porn. He may have watched a donkey couple do it a couple times and thought, what is that? What could that feel like? Hooves on my body? I do not believe that that is for me. Joseph was an interesting guy. He pursued things in his mind while never taking liberties with his body. Now, Joseph, he would have said to Mary, Mary, I commit to you. I understand that it is hard sometimes to maintain our integrity, to maintain our commitments in life. And so I am here, though, to maintain the integrity of the scene that we built together. I am here to say, Mary, I will find us a manger for you and your child, and I will support you. And maybe there's something in it for me. Perhaps 3 wise men will arrive, I don't know, and they may bring us some frankincense, some gold, and some myrrh. And I will say to you, Mary, that because I am still with you, I am definitely taking at least half a cut. Because come on, Mary, you got to give me something. And so that is the story of Jesus' birth as told through the Mega Church of Joy. Now, we've been having a great time here today. We are going to wind it down. I would like you to consider exploring by putting things that you actually are afraid of into the chat next time. I would encourage you to do something positive with your energy today. I would hope that you would consider to reach out to someone you've never reached out to in a long time. I would consider to hope that you would think about the energy in your body. Think about the thing you've been thinking for the last week, the last month, the last year, the entirety of your life. Maybe I'm finally going to skydive. Maybe I'm finally going to make a beef bourguignon. Maybe I am finally going to sign up for that class. What do you say if you have no fears? Well, that's fascinating. If you have no fears, I would invite you to connect. Because for you see, if you have no fears, you are not pushing yourself. If you have no fears, you are not stepping even further into the scene of life. If you have no fears, there is something that is out there. If you have no fears, it means that there is something more for you to push towards. Now, it's true that there are likely people who have been created by the universe who lack an amygdala. For instance, there was Alex Honnold, right? He is the free solo climber who climbs without any protective gear, and he climbs the gnarliest mountains in the world. And they studied him and they found that his amygdala was smaller. They have done studies and they have found some correlation, and there is hint of causation that people who are conservative have larger amygdalas and therefore have a bigger fear response, and it is why they are reactive. And so you may find that there is someone who lacks an amygdala, but I think if you watch the movie Free Solo, it is quite clear that Alex has other things to be afraid of. It is quite clear that perhaps he is afraid of his inability to commit and provide for his partner. Perhaps he's afraid of what it looks like to commit when he is doing something so drastic. Or perhaps he's afraid to even believe that he could have a fear. And so I would invite anyone who claims to have no fears to explore why they would say something like that. Because in fact, fear is our God. He is ever present in our lives. And if we cannot recognize him in ourselves, we certainly can recognize him in others. And so you should be afraid that you are not helping others to face their fears and to follow their fears. Yes, and. Now, what do you fear? It might inspire us followers to share. Now, Big Nick, I fear so many things. I fear the lack of financial security. I fear the lack of an ability to make this thing take off. I fear that I will be unable to provide for my family and my partner. I fear that I will, by doing this, be unable to get a corporate job if that is what it comes to in my life. I fear, am I being as good a friend as I can be? I fear that I can be a better friend to people. I fear that I could, be doing a better job with this. I fear that I could be doing a better job with my other activism work. Those are some of my fears. Fear of the unknown doesn't change the unknown. Fear of the unknown doesn't change the unknown. If I am afraid of the unknown, it does not make the unknown any different. The unknown remains constant, and so therefore I must walk towards the unknown, because the unknown cannot be any better or worse than what my fear of it says it is. Is that what you were saying, Nick? I tried to work it out for myself. And then we are going to wrap it up, because what we are going to do today, I fear that being a man in a hot tub isn't enough. Thank you, Nick, for sharing that. That's really brave of you, because most people's assumption is that being a man in a hot tub is enough. The world teaches us that to be a man in a hot tub is to have everything figured out. You have free time. You do not have any other responsibilities. You have the skill set to locate a hot tub, and you own a bathing suit. And so when you see a man in a hot tub, your assumption is that that person has no problems whatsoever. But you see, we know that everyone has fears, that everyone is walking in a circular pattern of fear that the God Todd has created for them. And we know that when we see a man in a hot tub, actually, the most loving and supportive thing that we can do is join him in that hot tub and say, hey, is there somewhere else you'd rather be? And if they say no, you say, hey, what I really mean is the hot tub a protective device to keep you from confronting your fears? And the reason we join the man in the hot tub to ask that question, the reason that we do not bring the man out of the hot tub, is because we know that he may feel shame when he starts to cry. And we know that when someone's crying in a hot tub, they can easily pass it off as perspiration and condensation. And so that is a gift that we give to the man in the hot tub who is about to cry, because we have spoken to the very depths of his fears. I do not know why Big Nick is laughing his ass off at the fear-mongering. Perhaps it is the amazing turn that I took and brought it back to Tears for Fears. The fears of our tears. We are afraid of tears. And in so many scenes in life, simply being afraid of expressing emotion keeps us from connecting to others. So I invite you today to look inward and ask yourself in as many scenes as possible, am I going to be able to confront my fears? And I ask you today to think about who you can reach out to. I ask you today to look inward at your energy, because at all times our energy is telling us to do the thing. And if we have ADD like I do, oftentimes we tell ourselves lots of reasons why we can't do the thing. And even if you don't have ADD, the Mega Church of Joy isn't just for the ADHD riddled. I did an internal burp. All right. I love you. You love me. This has been the Mega Church of Joy. We will continue to work to codify it, to bring you amazing things like this. I am reaching out to the Mega Church of Joy to see how you are going to get the Twitch up and running. The Twitch is running. What do you mean? You're on Twitch. Oh no, Big Nick, you have terrified me. Whatever do you mean? Is there a problem? Or do you mean how am I going to launch this effort into the stratosphere? I am reaching out to see how you are going to... Look, I don't know. You know what? Big Nick, you know what? Here's what we're going to do, Big Nick. We're going to go live on TikTok right now, because why not? You know, who gives a crap? We're going to go live on TikTok right now without any of the accoutrement, without the tub. Should we be afraid? I don't think so. So I'm going to go live on TikTok right now. That's right. And what we're going to type in is what should we type? I don't know what TikTok is, but I want it to work. Yes, and. You don't know what TikTok is? Big Nick, were you born in a barn? I ask that with all sincerity because I feel like only people who were born in a barn do not know what TikTok is. Global phenomenon TikTok. Excuse me. I think I'm fixing... Oh, you were born... Yeah. Oh my God, I'm going to take that. Big Nick, yes, and. I'm going to take that. What we're going to do is we're going to spend 20 minutes. We're going to get on to TikTok. Okay, so tell me your fears. I think we'll say, tell me your fears. Tell Rev Deuce your fears. I only have 32. Hand pink waving. Hey, Cat McLeod. Hey, Cat McLeod. Cat McLeod, we are about to go live on TikTok without any of the accoutrement that you see behind me. But first, Cat McLeod, I would love you to tell me your fears. Tell me your fears. Okay, would you tell me your fear? Here we go, Cat McLeod. Please take a moment of silent reflection. It's cult-like to ask people for their fears. It's cult-like. Cat McLeod, I need you to tell me your fear right now. It's the only way that we can get out of the scary tub. Because, fear's tub. Okay, this is fear's tub. That's right. It's the only way we can get out of fear's tub is by speaking our fears while we sit in this cold, unbubbling, the jets are off. The jets are off. We're in the woods. It's scary. There's a lack of diversity here, which is extremely scary, which is why, Big Nick, we're going to keep this lack of diversity because we're going to use it. Okay. Please, Cat McLeod, tell me your fears right now. Please, it's the only way. We must embrace fear. Please, Cat McLeod, please. Please get me out of this tub by helping me to embrace your fear. If you speak your fear into the world, it becomes less strong and we can escape fear's hot tub. Cat McLeod, you are not typing it. Cat McLeod, no. Cat McLeod, no. Big Nick. But Big Nick, you're pushing back hard against fear. I know, but Big Nick, have you not been paying attention? Okay, let's get out of here. I don't think Cat McLeod is going to tell us their fear. Big Nick, have you not been paying attention? Fear is our God. Cat McLeod has a fear of nothing. Cat McLeod has a fear of empty spaces. Because Cat McLeod knows that, as the improviser knows, that it is better to connect with people. Now look, Big Nick, I take notes. I do take notes. And I have to respond to what you said and listen and agree. Yes, and. Because that's what we do in the Mega Church of Joy. We embrace fear and develop a healthy relationship with fear so that we can move on to other scenes in life. Because on the other side of fear's embrace is joy. God is fear, then we will be ruled by emotions. That's interesting. Do you think that you are not ruled by emotions, Big Nick? Big Nick, have you ever heard about fMRI research, which says that we actually, every decision we make, every piece of our behavior has already been decided in our brain before it is conscious for us to think about and understand? Did you ever think about that? So we are ruled by our emotions, I believe. Are we not? I think that that is the cynic's view, right? Determinism. So, but if we are ruled by our emotions, if we are not ruled by our emotions, then what are we ruled by? Cold, calculating rationality? To me, that is someone who is not willing to engage with the universe, because the universe is simply physics. The universe is pings and pongs and bings and bongs bouncing off each other left and right all over the place. We are just sacks of energy who catch the sun's energy by eating or drinking it, and then we react to the world and the stimuli around us, the wind, the air, the water. Cat McLeod is typing the Captain America shield and a question mark. There are methods to observe without being controlled by emotions. That is interesting, Big Nick. You are making the rationalist's argument against the megachurch of joy. And I invite you to break free of the megachurch of joy and break out into a new scene where you can experience joy. I invite you, just as I invite Cat McLeod, to subscribe and follow. But first, briefly, let me tell Cat McLeod what they are seeing. Cat McLeod, this is the Megachurch of Joy, where we are all improvisers. On the Megachurch of Joy, we recognize that it is better to live life according to the 6 tenets of quality improvisational comedy. For life is nothing but one giant improv scene. And so that means support, energy, commitment, giving, connection, and gratitude. And so what we use is these skills we learn in improv, and we apply them to life. For just as the improviser is in a scene in the comedy theater, the human is always in a scene in life. And that scene could be just with themselves. That scene could be with a friend, a neighbor, a coworker. It could be with a group of people. It could be with the other side. It could be with global authoritarians. Every moment we are in different scenes. And fear is our God, because fear is actually what controls what we do or not. Fear is in charge of our lives. It keeps us from doing the thing, and it imbues us with cruelty, violence, hatred, persecution, and bigotry. We have all both been fear's victim and fear's agent. And so that is what we do here. Fascinating, Big Nick. I think that people can do both. I think that joy is harder for most people to achieve because they are consumed by fear. I think that ultimately, Big Nick, if you can get past fear, but see, the improviser, here we go. Now I got it for you. Because the improviser, no matter how confident the improviser is, I need to write this down. This is becoming canon. Hold on, please. 1 second, please. Thank you so much. Then we are going to go live, and then Rev Deuce is going to move on with his day. Do you think joy is more authentic if it's harder to improv? Yes, absolutely. So, well, I mean, fear is authentic, but what fear does is it keeps us from the opposite, which is the beauty of joy, right? And so that when we experience joy, it is very authentic because it is more rare, I would say, right? There are very few people in this life that you witness who are experiencing joy at all times, right? And it is very hard to do because even if you are completely free of fear, you might be late to something. And if you're not worried about the social implications of being late to something, more so than anything, you're a sociopath. So, yes, laughter is the sound of surprise. And so when we are surprised and we are experiencing laughter, there is not really any fear around, right? We are just having a pure expression, a pure reaction of joy, a pure reaction out of fear. Hold on, I'm writing all this down. Laughter is the sound of surprise. So in the moment when we laugh, we are aware of nothing so much as the purity of our joyful response. You have heard me laugh, dude. What did I say? Oh, I said even the most accomplished improviser, and this is true, the most accomplished improvisers will tell you this. Even the most accomplished improviser will tell you that fear never goes away. You may be confident, but you are never about to start a scene without some trepidation, without at least some stirring in your soul. For there is no improviser that does not feel a little need to pee or poo-poo when about to improvise. And that feeling reminds us that fear will always be by our side. Even after we cross fear's threshold and attain a moment of joy, we know that fear, like a boomerang, there you go, that's for you, Australia, will always return. Okay, cool. Improv joy makes you a good actor. Become joy and live in the light. Live in the light of fear. Yo, you're just writing canon. Okay, okay. Improv joy makes you a good actor. Improv joy makes you a good actor. Become joy. I like become joy. Become joy and live for one brief moment. Because it's all about moments, right? Life is just nothing but a series of moments. That's also canon. Live in the light for one brief moment. Live in the light. I would say live in the light of joy. Live without fear's darkness. Something like that. Yo, Big Nick. Big Nick's getting funky with the cheese whiz. All right, here we go. We are going to go yes and. I need to say yes and more. All right, we're going to go live on TikTok, and people are going to go, what the heck is this? Mega Church of Joy. I don't think I can type. I can only type 32 characters. All right, I'll type Mega Church, and then I'll explain to people what it is, and then I can start. Okay, so here we go. We're going live. Can I add stuff? Whatever. We're just going live. We're going live and we're seeing what's going to happen. Let me move this away. Okay, so y'all, it's going to become less fun for you all who are on the live stream, and I apologize for that. Hey, everybody. Oh, they can see my apartment. They don't have the hot tub. Hey, everybody. This is Rev Deuce, and we're introducing you to the Mega Church of Joy. And if you would be so kind as to type your fears into the chat, you'll see that this is a little bit of a different offering from what we're used to on here. And that's exciting. We're having a great time. We're live streaming. Maybe I need to put this in the chat regularly up here. We're going to put regularly in the chat. Live streaming to TikTok. Bear with us. Embrace fear. Yes, and we're trying to build. We're trying to build. We're going to build. Now, no one's here. Now, what do? You just tap on the screen. This is so funny. Okay, so TikTok turns you into a maniac, and you tap on the screen, and that makes hearts happen. And then what happens is people come and join. Now, I guess maybe at 9:45 Eastern time in America, there are not so many people who are on TikTok. I don't know. But you know what? I think I'm able to really capitalize on the functions of TikTok because, if I can say, like, if you are experiencing joy in this moment, if you have moved past fear's embrace, you can just tap the screen and let me feel your joy too. You know what I mean? That's pretty manipulative, but guess what? I am just an improviser who is playing to the top of my intelligence, Tap, tap, tap. I have no viewers yet, so we will see what happens. We will see what happens. We will see what happens. Meanwhile, to my viewers who are abroad and who are on the Twitch and the YouTube, yeah, Big Nick, I hear you, because it would be great if we were growing this. Maybe it's because I'm not in the hot tub section, but whatever now. I'm trying to make this not be boring for you all, but I have no one here. And that's okay. So I'll just keep talking to you all. Now, what is it? What is the name? Cat McLeod. Are you a follower already, Cat McLeod? I can't remember. And I can't see anything on this. Look, this is look at this. You see that? I can't see shit. I don't know what's going on there. Oh, wait a second. I just showed you my phone. That's terrible. What a big dummy. Oh, what a big dummy. Now, if you would like to type more fears into the chat, we can talk about them. We will work to bring you more high quality programming, like Fears Hot Tub. Now, see, Nick, what I would say is that this is the hot tub of joy. Right? We're in joy's hot tub. You know what I'm saying? Banking on fear in a world that needs joy. Well, that's the cynical approach. Now, here's the thing is, like, why isn't... You would think that TikTok would want to send me, like, people. But it's sending me a nobody, banking on fear in a world that needs joy. Now, that could be like some special episode where I turn into, like, evil Deuce or something. But hey, welcome, Abbas K360. Please type your fear into the chat and we can talk about it. We can learn to embrace fear. And when we speak our fears, when we embrace fear, we know that on the other side is joy. What banking on fear? Sorry, I'm also live streaming on Twitch and YouTube, where you can come and find me. Banking on fear in a world that needs joy. That's right. Okay, share the live with more friends. TikTok is telling me to tell you to share the live and invite more friends. Now, I'm happy to engage with you and tell you about who I am and what I am doing. If you would be so kind as to type your fear into the chat or ask me a question, you could say, "Hey, Deuce, what the hell is this?" And I'll tell you what the hell this is. Banking on fear in a world that needs joy. That's really good because that is my grift. That is my grift. My grift is banking on fear in a world that needs joy. Now, don't be ashamed, Abbas K360. You can speak into the chat and I will support you. I will listen to you and I will agree with you. Please, Cyrillic person. There's a person who has Cyrillic as their, I think it's Cyrillic. I don't even know. I'm afraid that I'm getting it wrong. Imagine fighting the info war from a place of joy. Well, that's what I'm trying to do, Big Nick. That is what I am trying to do. Type your fear into the chat and I will help you to embrace that fear so that you can move on to what exists in the moment on the other side of fear's embrace, which of course is joy. And be sure to smash all the buttons and like all the things and subscribe. I am fear itself. Bow, Big Nick, this is getting very, very intense. I am fear itself. Hello, I am Catchy. Welcome. It's so nice to have you here. We are co-live streaming to TikTok. But please, I am Catchy. Won't you please type a fear into the chat, because then we can escape Fear's hot tub, which is a new feature. Oh my goodness gracious, it is scary in here. Type your fear into the chat so that we can talk about it and move on to joy, because on the other side of fear is joy. Fear is our God. Fear keeps us from doing the things in our lives. Whenever we have energy inside us that tells us we should do that thing, we should ask out Glenn, we should go do that skydiving trip, we should travel to Machu Picchu, we should learn to bake, we should learn to make cookies. We don't do it out of fear. We don't call our friend out of fear. We don't tell someone we love them out of fear. And so fear is our God. Yes, and fear is in control of what we do and what we say, because we are walking fear's path in life. And fear's path is a circle that keeps us walking the same patterns, keeps us walking the same ruts in life. And when we are able to understand, that through support, energy, commitment, giving, connection, and gratitude, when we practice those skills every single day, when we practice listening and agreeing with others, even when we do not want to, we then understand how we can enhance our relationship with fear, how we can overcome fear, because fear is nothing more than a playground bully. That is right. Fear is fear itself. Fear is afraid. And so when we welcome fear to sit down next to us, we know that we can embrace fear, and everything's scary until you get used to it. So when you sit down next to fear, you can look over his shoulder and you can see the opportunity for joy on the other side. Now, please, would you please type something into the chat that you are afraid of? And or you could type into the chat a suggestion of a sermon, and I will improvise it into spirituality and motivation. The dark of fear guides you on the path of life. I think I prefer to couch fear in darkness at all times. Fear's darkness lights the way. Way on the path of life. Okay, please type into the chat something that you are afraid of. I am afraid that you will not type into the chat something that you are afraid of. You can also type into the chat something that is a suggestion that you want me to improvise into spirituality and motivation. I will improvise a sermon right here for you based on the tenets of quality improvisation, because everyone on the Mega Church of Joy is an improviser, whether they know it or not, because in every moment in life, you are in a scene with others. I see in the Twitch chat, someone is typing Doge cat-like emojis and crosses. Okay, right on. I love those emojis. The light of fear guides you on the path of life. In fact, that is so true. Please, everyone, type into the chat something that you are afraid of. Big Nick in Twitch fears no-fault divorce not being available to all. So when we are afraid of no-fault divorce, it is because we are afraid that we might have encumbrances and entanglements in life, just as we are trying to escape the scene, the rut, the pattern that we have been walking with our partner whose relationship no longer serves us, the patterns of resenting that person every day, or the patterns of just not connecting to that person every day, the pattern of waking up and not feeling grateful for the person in the bed with you, the pattern of waking up and not feeling a connection with the person in bed next to you, the pattern of not feeling like supporting that person, the pattern of having low low energy. I got in the TikTok chat, it says, you still doing the spreading cheeks ASMR? It says, you still doing the spreading cheeks ASMR? Now, holy crap, I wish that I had ever done spreading cheeks ASMR. That sounds like I would need a real big bubble butt in order to pull that off, because otherwise it would just be the sound of nothing if I had a flat butt, because I would be pulling nothing apart. And or the microphone would have to be so close to my butt and turned up so high that I don't even know. I guess that would be good for ASMR. But let me ask you all what fears you have, and if you could type them into the chat so that we can, because we know that when we speak our fear, it becomes less powerful, because fear is our God. Fear rules over us. Please type into the chat what you are afraid of, and also type into the chat something that you would like me to improvise into a sermon of spirituality and motivation. You are here at the Mega Church of Joy, where fear is our God. And so we apply the tenets of quality improvisational comedy and the lessons we learned from doing psychedelics. And we apply them to realize that we are all connected in this world, and that fear is our God. For I had a revelation on the shores of Boca Raton, Florida in 2014, and fear came to me, and on the shores of Boca Raton, and he was in the image of a dragon, and he was obsessed with poop, and he called me a piece of shit. And that's how I got my name, Rev Deuce. And so I realized, though, in that moment, that fear is afraid. Fear is nothing but a bully. Fear exists to imbue us with the same things that he is imbued with: hate, violence, cruelty, domination, persecution, and bigotry. And so I realized that once we understand that fear is himself afraid, we can understand that fear is less scary, and we can embrace fear, just as the improviser embraces fear when they step out onto the stage. So please, I don't know why the only comment I've gotten in TikTok so far is that someone asked me if I did ASMR about my butt cheeks. I mean, that's great, but I would love it if you would play along, if you could commit to me in this scene that you're in, because you're just scrolling on TikTok and you're seeing me and you're like, what is this? And you're not engaging. And when we commit to engaging with each other, when we support each other by listening, by giving gifts, please give me the gift of a suggestion. Okay, I got the suggestion of, why did you block me on Jerkmate? Why did you block me on Jerkmate? I will now improvise a sermon of spirituality and motivation based off the suggestion, why did you block me on Jerkmate? In life, we are dominated by what we are afraid of. And all we are doing from moment to moment is seeking a little scant glimpse of joy. And so sometimes, especially when we are depressed, especially when we are feeling lonely, especially when we are feeling afraid of the outside world, we might reach for our laptop, we might reach for our computer, and we may find or seek to find joy in online pornography. And we may seek to find connection in an online sex worker. And in that search, we are looking to be made whole. We are looking to fill some void in our body. We are looking to fill some thing that we have yet to achieve in our scene in life. And so we take a false step towards fear, because we are not really taking a step towards whatever it is that is pushing us to go to seek out pornography. No, we are continuing to live in fear's world, We are continuing to live in fear's world by saying, I am not going to investigate further what it is that is making me reach out for my Jerkmate account, that is making me connect with someone. And I mean, look, you could connect with a sex worker, you know? You could have a relationship offline. It's very rare. It's a very transactional situation, and oftentimes, everyone involved is looking for something in a transactional way. But guess what? It's possible. I've seen it. You can have a relationship with a sex worker. But what I'm trying to say is that when we are looking for someone on Jerkmate, and when they are blocking us on Jerkmate, we are actually staying in the same rut that fear has created for ourselves. We walk in a circle, a rut, and we don't connect with someone that we actually know in our real life. Right? Because when we are using Jerkmate to find joy, we are not finding joy. We are just continuing to walk in that path. And so what we want to do is we want to reach out to the people we already know in our lives. We want to say to others that we already know, maybe it is a neighbor, maybe it is a coworker, a family member, a friend. You talk like how I write my essays to get the right word count. Well, that is right. That is because I am a preacher, and I am preaching about the joys of embracing fear. And so when we decide that we can connect with others in our lives already, who are already in the scene of our life, just as the improvisational comedian is looking to connect with the people on stage with them at that time. And they take a step into a new scene, even though they have no idea what is going on. And they have no idea if their ideas will be greeted with love, with energy, with support, with commitment, with giving, with connection, commitment, and gratitude. But so what we do in the megachurch of joy is we learn to practice those things. We learn to practice listening and agreeing, yes and. And so what we do, if we are finding that people are blocking us on Jerkmate, what we realize is that that is not the place for us to be finding connection. No, we should find connection in the places where we already have human connection. We should find connection with our friends and our loved ones. We could pick up the phone and we could call them. We could FaceTime them. We could do something to connect with the outside world besides go to Jerkmate, yes and. And in so doing, we are following the fear. We are embracing fear. Now, I would love it if you could embrace your fear of tapping the screen and find joy together with me on the other side by tapping that screen. This is how TikTok works, apparently, and I'm learning. Okay, so we have a Twitch comment. We have a Twitch comment from I Am Catchy that says, I am very ill. I need to hear love, not fear. Okay, I hear you and I am listening and I agree with you. Yes, and I Am Catchy. I Am Catchy needs to hear love, not fear. Well, I Am Catchy, what we talk about here is that I Am Catchy, you are in hospice. I am so sad for you, but I support you and I love you. And so I imagine that you are probably afraid, I Am Catchy, of what is to come, of losing connections, of losing your connection to others. Perhaps it is lonely there in hospice, and I am so very much in support of you. And I want to give the gift of listening to you. I hear you when you say that you need love. And so I love you. And I would like everyone else in the chat to type to I Am Catchy that you love I Am Catchy. I Am Catchy, you can type. I see that you are typing and you are doing a great job. I love you in this moment more than anyone I have ever loved, because you are a beautiful being of the universe. You have caught the sun's energy by eating and drinking, and you are a special person who has given many gifts in your life. Let's think about one gift, I Am Catchy, that you have given to someone else in your life. For you know, and I know, that you have had an impact on others, that you you are appreciated, that you are loved. I love you. Everyone on the Mega Church of Joy loves you. And right now, I am thinking as I close my eyes about vibrating my energy of love and acceptance and gratitude towards you. I am grateful. I had to bring my oxygen to the table, and it is hard. I know that it is so hard. I am catchy. I know how hard it can be to suffer. I know how hard it can be to have a chronic illness or perhaps even a terminal illness. I have had people in my life suffer, and it has been very, very tough. I have had the great agony of having a parent who succumbed to cancer and who had been made blind after being able to see in his life from cancer and from a botched surgery. I know pain. I know fear. I know that it lives inside of us. But I also know that you are beautiful. And I also know that you are loved. I know that everyone out there is beautiful and loved, and that inside all of us are vibrations of joy just waiting to get out. I know that on the other side of this terrible angst, this terrible pain that we are feeling, is an opportunity. I am catchy. I love you so much. I know that on the other side of this angst and fear is an opportunity for joy. And how do I know that? I know that because, I know that because we oftentimes, we have the knowledge and understanding of studies done on people who have taken psychedelics and who in those experiences, if they have had a terminal illness, that they understand that they are just part of the universe and that they are part of the continuation of beauty and life, and the time that they have had where they were healthy and the time that they may have in the future where they will be healthy again will be another opportunity for them to vibrate on the frequency of the beautiful universe that gives us at any moment the opportunity for beauty and joy. That is right. That is right. I am yapping TikTok because I am interacting with my beautiful friend I Am Catchy on Twitch, and I Am Catchy. Wow, people are putting wild stuff in the chat over here. But what we are doing is we are talking to our friend I Am Catchy on Twitch, who is sick and who is feeling like they need love. And so if you want to give some love to I Am Catchy right now, you can type into the chat, I love you, I Am Catchy, and I will pass those messages on to I Am Catchy. Because right now what we are doing is building a support a support bomb. That's not supportive. A support cloud. We are giving our support. We are giving our support to I Am Catchy, who is suffering from a terrible illness. And that terrible illness is giving I Am Catchy a bad time. And we have all had bad times before, and we know what that is like. We know what it is like to suffer, for we are human. We know what it is like to feel pain, for we are human. We know what it is like to be in fear, for we are human. And so we know that when we are human, we understand the pain of others. And we know that when others are in pain, we can listen to them. We can agree to them. We can commit to them. We can ask them how they are feeling, and when they tell us how they feel and we listen in good faith with energy, that they can feel just the littlest bit better. And if that is the case, then that is a moment of joy for all of us. I have known grief in my life. I Am Catchy. I have had a sibling who has passed away. I have had a father who has passed away. And I have watched as my father faced a terminal illness, and he faced it with such strength and energy that it could only bring me joy in spite of how tragic and horrific everything was. And so I am inspired by my Father's ability to look fear directly into the eye and embrace fear, to tell you that you also have that ability if that energy is inside you. I am not telling you that you need to have that energy inside you. I am simply telling you, offering you an opportunity, offering you the gift of the suggestion that we can have a different relationship with fear, a relationship that we build and grow with commitment, energy, support, giving, caring, connection, and gratitude. I'll tell you what, I don't know how do I ban people from my chat on TikTok? People are saying horrible things. Okay, hold on. Community flagged comments. I don't know what to do. Oh, I am catchy. I feel that. I am catchy is saying, people are saying horrible things in my chat. I don't know what to do. I'm catchy. I'm so sorry. What do I do? Okay. I'm so sorry. I am catchy. I am dangerous organizations, violent graphic content. I guess spam. How do you block someone? Can you block someone? Block. Confirm. Block keywords. Okay, I'm going to figure that out another time. I want to focus on you. I am catchy. No, I am catchy. This is happening in, this is happening in TikTok, and it's horrible. The things these people are saying are horrible, and I'll tell you what, they are saying them out of fear. They are saying them out of a belief that they are not good enough. They are saying them out of a belief that there is only one thing for them to do, which is embrace fear harder, which is to be fear's agent of violence, hatred, cruelty, persecution, and bigotry and judgment. They are saying horrible things. All right, I gotta block this person. I did block this person. And then they came in as a different ad moderator. Oh, brother. Well, then I need to be on TikTok, I guess, because we need better in this world. Now, how do I don't even know. I blocked the person, but they're still appearing, I believe. Anyway, please type your fears into the chat. I did block him. Okay, great. Wonderful. Hey, thank you so much, I'm a KMS18, for interacting with me. Oh boy, I'll tell you what, that was scary. Now, I'm a KMS18. We were dealing with our friend, I Am Catchy, and we were supporting our friend, I Am Catchy. And I Am Catchy, I am here to continue to support you. I love you very much. I want to keep interacting with you. I want to keep understanding what you're going through. I know that what you are saying is your truth, and I am so here to hear what you have to say and to listen and to agree. Yes, and Tony is asking me, hey, nice glasses, are you diabetic? No, Tony, I'm not diabetic. I'm just a preacher who's full of joy because I have a healthy relationship with fear. And so I'm asking you to type your fears into the chat, because we know that when we speak our fears, we can provide support to those who speak their fears, and we can make those fears less powerful, because all that fear is just a big dick, a giant bully. Just like the live with my tip. That's incredible. I don't even know what that means. Why? But why don't you type your fears into the chat? You can also type anything at all, a suggestion of anything at all, and I will improvise it into a sermon based on the tenets of quality improv. Just like the live with my tip, I see you commenting this everywhere. Tony Bruh. Okay, Cindy Avalos, hello, welcome. You are at the Mega Church of Joy. The Mega Church of Joy is a religion based on the tenets of quality improvisational comedy and psychedelics. I'm Rev Deuce. I founded this religion in 2014 after I tripped acid on the shores of Boca Raton, Florida. Fear came to me in a vision as a dragon wearing a Philadelphia Eagles jersey, and he was very sad and angry, and he was obsessed with poop. And that's how I got my name, Rev Deuce. For you see, before I founded the Mega Church of Joy, I was at rock bottom. I was selling seashells by the seashore to support my video game addiction. My dog had left me. My wife ran away. And I had little hope of ever achieving my dream of being an intercontinental jet ski champion. My wife had bought me, my niece had bought me the improv class because she thought I looked sad, and she was right. And she was actually the first improviser in my life in that way, because she was paying attention to my energy and she gave me a gift. And that's what we do, is we pay attention to other people's energy and we give them the gift of listening and agreeing and supporting and connecting. And we give them our gratitude, and we give them gifts. And we make other people look like rock stars. So could you type a source of shame into the chat, and I will make you feel like a rock star instead of a shameful little bugger. Or you could type a fear of yours into the chat, and we could speak about it so that our fear becomes less so, because everything's scary until you get used to it. Or you could type a suggestion of anything at all into the chat, and I will improvise it into a sermon of spirituality and motivation. For you see, we are on the Mega Church of Joy. Do a little ripple. Do it, ripple, nephew. Do it, ripple, nephew. Now, I got someone the other day to make me say the word dildo, because they said dill, like dill bagel or dill, and then I said it, and they got me, and that's okay. That was funny. I laughed. It was a moment of joy. Please donate Cash App. No, let's not please donate Cash App to that person. Deal. How about that deal, dough? See, we can play along. My name is... Now, this person is trying to get me to say a racial slur. So this person is not being supportive, and they're just being afraid. They're afraid of what it would be like to connect with other people, to, instead of trying to be hateful, to be joyful, instead of trying to spread violence, hatred, persecution, bigotry. They are instead embracing fear, but in the opposite way. They are letting fear command everything that they do. And, there is a space for you, Tom here. There is a space for you to be loved. And there's a space for you to experience joy and learn to connect with people instead of, out of fear, disconnecting from people. What if, if Big Nick is still here, what if my life just becomes engaging with TikTok trolls on a constant basis and just telling the worst of TikTok trolls that they can be loved and they can overcome their fear? So we just keep having people attempting to get me to say slurs and or jokey comments about my butt. Now, what I would like to say to all of the trolls who are coming into the chat is that you do not have to do what you are doing. And what you are doing is out of fear. And you could actually improve your relationship with fear by joining the Mega Church of Joy, where we understand that fear guides all of our decisions in life. Fear is guiding your decision to come into a random TikToker's chat and attempt to get them to say a horrific slur. Fear is guiding your decision to try to not connect with people, right? We want to connect with people because when we connect with people, on the other side of that connection is joy. We want to support people because we know that on the other side of that support is the opportunity for joy. We want to give our energy to people in a positive way because we know, yes, and that on the other side of that energy is joy. So, okay, I guess the jerkmate thing is something that people bring up a lot. That's just trolls. Now, when we troll, we do it out of fear. Can't type when my keyboard doesn't reach, but I hope to see you. You are loved and very special. May God bless you with all you need. I am catchy. How delightful. How beautiful. Someone on Twitch is talking, yes, out of fear. We'll talk about it in a second. I am catchy. I love you so much. I'm so grateful for you. I give my energy to you, and I hope that you are reached out to by someone you love today. And I am reaching out to you and telling you that I love you. And it was so wonderful to hear you express your fear. And it was so wonderful to be able to support you in community. Yes, and I will always agree with you, and I will always love you. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful rest of your day, I am catchy, and I hope that you find time for joy, and I hope that you find time to take out of your day and breathe and embrace fear. Yes, and. Now let's get back to, boy, you don't even put fear into an ant. Okay, user 8903, I am not trying to put fear into anyone. For you see, what we do here is we work on our relationship with fear, okay? W, what's going on is that you are at the Mega Church of Joy, and this is the first time we're live streaming, so we don't have the accoutrement behind us to contextualize what the hell it is that you're looking at. But what's going on is this is a religion based on the tenets of quality improvisation and psychedelics. And we learn to manage our relationship with fear because we know that fear is nothing but a playground bully. Fear is our God, and his name is Todd, the God of fear. And fear is in control of the decisions that we make in life. Fear controls everything that we do. Fear keeps us from doing the thing. Fear keeps us from following the energy inside us that says, go reach out to that person. Go tell someone that they are loved. Go listen to someone in faith. So that's what's going on. And so I invite you, W, to type your fear into the chat so that we can all support you. We can all help you embrace your fear. I invite you all to type into the chat what it is that you are afraid of, because when we speak our fears, we realize that fear is nothing but a playground bully. Fear is just a dick. And the number one rule of the Mega Church of Joy is don't be a dick. And from that, everything follows. I could sing a song for everyone right now. I could sing the song of explanation, which explains a little bit about what we're doing here. I sang it the other day. It would take me a minute to look it up on my computer. But when you express your fears out loud, even to strangers, you are taking one step towards the experience of joy. Because on the other side of fear's embrace is the opportunity for joy. Let me ask you, when you have seen someone in a moment of joy, when they are laughing, giggling, shouting from the rooftops, yupping and hooray-ing and yippee-ing, have you ever seen fear on their face? Joy is the momentary absence of fear. And so when we are coming into the TikTok comments and we are saying hateful things or hold on one second. I am catchy. As far as I can tell, it says Mega Church of Joy episode 12 on YouTube. Does it not? What I see is that I updated it and it says Mega Church of Joy episode 12. Anyway, nice mic. Do I recommend? I don't know what CP is. I do not know what that is. And I'm also not speaking into this mic for this TikTok. I'm speaking into this mic for Twitch and YouTube. Anyway, we are here talking about our fears. And I wish that you would join me on the Mega Church of Joy so that we can learn that joy is the momentary absence of fear. And at all moments, as congregants in the Mega Church of Joy, we are working on a relationship with fear so that we can achieve those moments of joy. Isn't that beautiful? You are beautiful. You, yes you, Castor Jake, you are special. Carlito Diaz, you have a beautiful smile. Nick Miller, everyone thinks you're really great at driving. We are making people feel like rock stars, which is what we do on the Mega Church of Joy. We make people feel like rock stars because when we give gifts to others, we get that much closer to the experience of joy ourselves. When we engage with others and commit to them, bro, you are special and loved. And when we make people feel like rock stars on the improv stage, we have successful scenes, and with the scenes that lead to joy and laughter. And in life, when we support others. Now, is that trolling? Yeah, but on Twitch, your title is Public Enlightenment. It is reversed. Okay, I appreciate it. I am catchy. Look, there's so much I need to figure out. It took me a month to figure out how to make all these overlays that the people who are on Public Enlightenment on Twitch and YouTube right now, they're seeing these overlays that I made. They're actually hearing organ music. Do I have a TV? No, I don't have a TV. I got rid of the TV because I was addicted to video games. And so I was selling seashells by the seashore to support my video game addiction, and I was at rock bottom. And so once I started doing improv, I realized that I no longer needed someone inside a box telling me what to think. And I could think for myself. What's for lunch? What's for lunch is, I don't know. I think I might have an orange and maybe some avocado and maybe some toast. I don't know. The fridge is kind of bare. You know? Anyway, gosh, by golly, are we having a great time? What are we even doing? Is people tapping the screen or not? I don't know. If you believe like I do, that joy is on the other side of fear's embrace, I'd love for you to tap the screen right now. Trump is, you are a rock star. CFE, you are beautiful. We're all beautiful. We are all the universe's children. And we are all vibing on frequencies at all times. And what we are always striving to do is connect those frequencies together. And then when we connect those frequencies together, we are that much closer to joy. Because we are that much closer to love and support. You can HDMI cable and attach it to your phone to a TV. There is an adapter for about $7. Oh, I am catchy. Well, first of all, I am making up that I don't have a TV because I am a fake character, but who is full of joy and who is real. But I do not have a TV. Rev Deuce does not have a TV because I believe that that is the best way for Rev Deuce to exist in the world. Because Rev Deuce is part of the Public Enlightenment network of shows. And so I believe that I would like to couch in Rev Deuce what it looks like when we do not expose ourselves to the messages in the information war. For you see, at all times when we have our phone in our hand, an information war is being waged against us by people who are full of fear, by billionaires and broligarchs who have achieved the things they have in life, but they've done it out of a fear of inadequacy. Can you say? I'm so nervous to say things that people ask me to say out loud because people keep asking me to say slurs and to contribute to their pattern of violence, hatred, cruelty, persecution, domination, and bigotry, and I do not want to do that. For we are about love and support and agreement, connection, energy, commitment, giving, and gratitude. That's okay, Tori. That's okay. I love you. You are a rock star. You know, I am catchy. I don't know why only one person is showing up on Twitch. I don't know why I don't have 1 billion followers. Because this is the way. I can say with confidence that I know that if everyone around the world trained themselves in the tenets of improv, in listening and agreeing, in committing and supporting, in giving and connecting, that the world would be a healthier place. I know that if we all took a little bit of psychedelic medication and did improv, that the world would be a better place. For you see, fear is our God, and fear communicates to us through our ego. Oh my God, huge breakthrough. We got to write this down. Yes, because we have talked about ego and status before in the Mega Church of Joy. Okay, fear is our God, and fear communicates to us through our ego. It is our ego that keeps us from listening to others. It is our ego that keeps us acting as fear's agent. And when we drop, the universe is communicating to me right now, when we drop our ego, when we realize that the person across from us is the same as us, is one more universe unit attempting to vibe on the same frequency as us, in harmony, in pursuit of joyful harmony. When two beings begin to vibrate on the same frequency, in that moment they experience joy, just as an entire room full of people watching improv all experience joy in the moment of laughter. Okay, that is something. That is something. Hello, welcome. I love you. You love me. Oh, wow. That was... I'm going to fall prey to the people who are... So let me ask you, who's here? Are you here? Who's here? Meow C1234. Now, Meow C1234, what's up? Let's talk. Let's get into it. Just a chill guy, you are special. You are beautiful. 3Dub, you're going to have a great day. You're going to tell someone you love them today. Can you shout out my brother? Now 3Dub, let's talk about why you would do that. Now 3Dub, what are you afraid of? Because when you decide that your energy is that you are going to go on to TikTok and attempt to get people to say that they have an erect member in their back hole, you are doing that out of fear of connecting in a real way, I would say. There is some piece of fear guiding your decision to try to get me to say glute spread. When you join a TikTok and you troll, you are Acting as fear's agent, you are holding so tightly onto your ego that you cannot even conceive that there is another way to communicate, that you could simply say, "Hey, how are you doing?" Instead of saying, "Why did you block me on JM?" you could instead say, "Hey, what is this? How are you doing? I love you. I want to listen to what you have to say. I want to agree with what it is that you are. I want to accept you for your humanity." Right? Do you understand? You got a boyfriend. Well, that's beautiful. I appreciate that. I love to have a boyfriend, a girlfriend, any kind of friend, because it's beautiful to be friends with people. Cody Rigsby, you're a beautiful person, and we all appreciate you. You're so good at table arrangements for a house party. Now, all right, Kay, great. But Kay, how can you connect with someone today? Is there energy in your life that's telling you should call a friend, or there's someone you haven't seen in a long time, or there's something that you want to do? You should do the thing. You should not let fear control what you do. All right, now I'm going to wrap it up. This has been way too much Mega Church of Joy for today. I'm so grateful to everyone who has joined today and been a part of the program as we all come together to support each other and to follow the fear and to embrace fear, because fear is nothing more than a dick. And the number one rule of the Mega Church of Joy is don't be a dick. And so I hope you will join me again. I will be back tomorrow. I will have more overlays. We will figure out how to do this on TikTok. We will figure out how to multi-stream every possible place on the planet so that we can spread the message of joy. We can spread the message of love, support, energy, commitment, giving, connection, and gratitude. And we leave, as we always do, with the symbol of the Mega Church of Joy, the open circle, because fear is our God and fear is our controller. Fear is what drives the decisions that we make in life. And so what fear does is it forces us to walk the same patterns of hatred, violence, judgment, cruelty, bigotry, and domination throughout our lives. We walk that same pattern because it keeps us safe. Fear keeps us safe by never having us fail at anything, because fear keeps us from doing anything in the first place. But as improvisers, we know that when we find that a pattern no longer serves us, we break free. We break free into a new scene in life. And we bring into that new scene our energy, our commitment, our giving, our connection, our gratitude, and our support. And so the improviser, we are all improvisers on the Mega Church of Joy. And we know that when we follow the fear, joy is waiting for us on the other side. Yes, and. I love you. You love me. We're a great big family. Yes, and. Follow the fear. Now I got to end these streams. I love you. Bye-bye. Have a great day. I am Ketchy. I love you so much. I'm here for you. I'm listening to you. I will